nobody caught any of that. Tonight I plan to just continue where I left off on Sunday after condensation ended the session very early. During the ProOC Cup at 5.5 gig I was able to beat my best XTU score, which was around 1900 when Skylake was first released. So what I plan to do tonight is to push the CPU a little bit further and see what sort of score I can get out of. I'll start off with getting the memory back to where it was on Sunday, which is around 1900, 11, 16, 16 I think, with buck type subs. There are still some third timings that I wanted to just tweak down a little bit. I didn't get around to doing it on Sunday either, due to the condensation issues. And tonight I think we're going to have a similar session of about an hour, hour and a half in length, and thereafter condensation is going to kick in. As much as you try and prepare for it, there's not much you can do during summer here in South Africa. So if there are any questions, please feel free to ask on the Twitch chat. I do try and keep my eye on it, and if you want, you can drop me a message on Messenger as well after the stream. Please, if you get a chance, subscribe to the newsletter. We are launching a campaign in the coming weeks. We'd like to just let everybody know of what's going on. There's some nice giveaways. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, on Facebook and on YouTube. After each session I do a quick little debrief that I publish to YouTube, so if you want to see what happened or get a quick synopsis of what went down, then that's a place to find it. Right, so I've got the board insulated and ready to go. The first step is let's just get down to temperature and take it from there. So everyone can see what's going on here. So I'm just going to check my cameras to make sure that everything is good. Right, so the current temperature is around 28 degrees in the bench room. And today's weather report for humidity reasons. Let's just check that out quickly. So at the moment 89% humidity with 100% cloud cover with light rain forecast. So we should see quite serious frost build-up around the beast. Alright, so just to recap, the hardware I'll be using today is the Z170 XPOWER Gaming Titanium Edition with the HyperX Fury 2666 C15 1.2 volt memory. This is one of the better bins from HyperX. It's a tougher bin to make, being that it is C15 at 1.2 volts. The next hardest for them to find, in my opinion, would be the 2666 C13 at 1.35 volts. I think the voltage is, to find a better chip, must be a little bit harder for them. But anyway, that's fire everything on. So the chip I'm using today is a new chip that I got out of an RMA a couple of weeks ago. I haven't tested it under 448 thread load. And I haven't been above 6 gig with it. So this is a bit exploratory. And I think I'll be happy if I can just get 5.5 again, get the memory down, and then just up the CPU 100 megahertz at a time until we find a max, and then work with it from there. So I'm going to do the same as what I did on Sunday. I've got some old profiles saved in the board here, which I used at the HOT finals in Los Angeles in December, and I think I'm just going to go from my profile 4, which is where I ended off, and we'll get down to temperatures, and then we'll start doing some baseline testing, and then we'll go ahead and tweak a little bit further. So if you just want to see what we've got, let's go through the settings. Okay, system status, okay, there's nothing really important there. Advanced PCI subsystem, everything's just pretty straightforward. Okay, HP ET is enabled. Okay, you need that for XTU. Okay, so it's all pretty standard. Nothing there. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, nothing there. And on the OC side, we just went with the LN2 low mode. Okay, 39 multiplier, so we can just up that to 5.5, 49 I think it was, 42, 44. Okay, I think the only other thing I changed on Sunday was I put 1.65. It's probably too much, but who cares at this point? It's really just to get a boot. And then advanced DRAM, we've got 11, 16, 16. I think I started off with this at 17, 17. Let's just see if we both booted that. The set of memory I'm using tonight is the best out of 8 DIMMs, and they are comparable, I think, to some of the memory that we pre-tested for HOT. If not this, maybe not as good as what we had at HOT, but pretty close. Okay, and we're going to run with all active processors. I like to run with the C15 enabled. That's just, I don't know why, just for XTU I just like to run it like that. It might be a little bit too aggressive on the memory for the temperature at the moment. Okay. Ooh, and we actually froze. Too cold on the CPU. Figured with the beast that it's a bit quick. So we'll just do the same thing again. I think everything's cool. Let's see if we post. So the powerhouse today is delivered by the Corsair Elite Overclockers AX1500R that arrived this morning. Quite excited about that. So it's basically a AX1500R with the OCP removed. So when you hit the maximum wattage, it won't trip. It will just keep going until smoke comes out, basically. That's from what I understand. We've got these really cool Corsair Elite flasks. I don't know if you can see that as well. It's a really nice gesture. You can see that, yeah. Alright, so Let's see where we are. Windows. Advanced display resolution. So working with the 6700K at maximum clock, we've got to be really careful again going in now with the crack of the thermal paste. I'm not too sure if this is a full pot CPU or not, so it should be quite interesting. Sit around 150. Okay, so I didn't set that. Did set that. And we might use the 100 base clock for XTU. I think it is better. Maybe we'll test. Okay, settings. E6. We got thread 66 on the memory. 100 base clock. Up the base clock might be better. We'll check the memory dividers. Ooh, I've got 0, 0. Pull back. I think there's something I have to do on the MSI board to fix that. I'll have to go read up. Okay, that's nowhere near stable. Oh no, I'm going cold, and I'm going to more than likely cold soak. Cold boot bug. Yeah. Move this one down. Yeah. And cold bugging, cold boot bugging. fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, it's fine for now. It's fine for now. Okay, I'll keep an eye on the stream rather than the chat for now, just so I can make sure that the picture is going to be displayed. Should be fine. Let's be honest, I'm a bit sketchy when it comes to overclocking the 6700K. I think I've forgotten how. Even sketchier on the board, I don't use that frequency. I like the MSI for MFR, for AFR, purely because I know that the team put a hell of a lot of effort into fine-tuning the bias for AFR, Kingston AFR in particular, and I like to take advantage of that fact that they have put a lot of work into it, so I like to believe that I should be getting my best scores out of this bias. Right, so let's have a look where we are. Okay, so 11, 16, 16, 28, that's too high, that's too high, that's very aggressive, that's too high, that's too high. Okay, that's a good start, and I think we'll use this as our baseline, and we're going to now check if we can run it first of all. We're going to now run XTU at that speed, and then if we can, then we will then up the CPU frequency here. I think let's just, with condensation issues, I think let's get the CPU up, and then we'll mess around with memory maybe, I don't know. Oh, I've got too cold on the memory, and it could cause problems. The CPU, I think I need to be 140ish, 150ish for now. I'm not really too sure. Let's see where we are. that's very close to where I was for the ProOC. I ended up finishing with a 1922 score, so I think that's a great start. I'm not going to tweak too much further. Let's now play around and see what we can do with more megahertz. So let's just go suicide run to start without doing anything else, and just go up until we crash. I need to up the PLL term. I don't want him to go too cold. Okay, so let's see if that runs. Okay, that crashed. Okay. Core 8 thread, 6 gigas. 6 gig should be doable, I guess. If we can get this CPU to run full pot, it'll be very doable. So we're just going to now play around and PLL OC voltage, PLL OC voltage, which is that now? I think that's the termination voltage. Let's try 1.7, and PLL voltage we're going to try 1.8. Okay, let's save that to 1, and I don't think those ST voltages need to go up. ST voltages, I think, are relevant to the that might have to go up. Okay. I need to just quickly get my iPad. Let's see how sketchy my overclocking is on this board. How sketchy my memory is. Let's try that. I don't think these low clock challenges are any good for my OC memory. That's memory. The swing on this memory pod is extreme. I think I might go back to using the EK pod. C15, 1.8. Okay, so VT, ST voltage, help call boot, hardware need to be same, trying to make more than ST6. Okay. PCH. Okay, so ST voltage, help call hardware. Let's go 5.5. Say voltage, DRAM, IO voltage. Yeah, PLL. PLL must be 1.8. PLL OC space clock, so it must be 1.8 as well. ST Needs to be the same on more than VT6. VT6. 145. So that is 2. Well, I really am feeling a bit dumb when it comes to overclocking. Did that crash straight away? Error log. Okay. Let's just do this. Hard lock again. Maybe I've cracked. Okay, so that's why I was getting 0, 0. I was too hot. It'll make everything colder. That's why I was able to reboot, because of the ST voltages. Okay. So I'm going to follow the guard, because I'm feeling really slow tonight, I must be honest. And let's just go 100. And let's just increase that to 3770. And then we change this to 5.
cold one.
Jeez, I wonder how far back that's gonna go. Got to train the memory, that's why. Dumbass. It's been a long day. Yeah, we all use guides at one time in our lives. Even the best of us write down what we learn. When you've had a long day and you can't think straight. The biggest problem I suffer with is that each motherboard vendor has its own quirks. Each motherboard has its own quirks. So really, you got to refresh yourself at every corner if you're not using it every day. So I don't even know if I'm stable at this. Let's just make sure we can run again. Excuse me. Knox Ford. Is that the same Knox Ford from Liberty Land? Must be. Package temperature still staying low, so we haven't cracked. A little slow. Core frequencies low. But let's run it. Okay, so good to see you around, Knox. Okay, so that's running 5.6. Looks like I was just being mentally challenged with my memory timings before. Too much of a rush. Worried about condensation this evening. Try that with 56 there, 57, actually mode before we do that. One thing at a time is always a good idea. That's crashed. So 1.7. Let's give it support for that is. Yeah, thanks for the support. I do appreciate it. So let's get our book out so we can actually start taking notes of what's going on where. So we were at minus 170, 56, 1.7 volts, and 57, 1.7 volts. We had a blue screen of death. Could have been caused maybe by low memory temperature. Thank you, Psycho. 1982. So we'll just jump to 1.8, 57. That's a 5.7. Should be really easy to do this. Memory is only at 1870, and we left the cache at 5.5. Crash City. No. Okay. So the mouse still works, but yeah, crashed. Maybe it was fine. I've got a scary feeling I'm going to need to clock this processor without the memory cold before trying to be a hero and run cold memory, because I appear to be very sketchy in my ability to read what the 6700K is doing. Not to mention that this is the first time I'm running this chip cold. It might just be a really bad cold chip and a really good air chip. That would really suck. But anyway, the other thing I need to do is just make sure that it is actually setting the voltages that I'm setting. And 1.8. 4. Ground 1.84 on the CPU, which is what I've set basically. Well, I would say with success. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you don't have much time today, sign up for the sign up to the newsletter and then subscribe to Twitch. I'm on every Tuesday and Thursday night when I can, and yeah, then also sign up for the newsletter. We've got some good giveaways coming up, and they'll be all advertised on the newsletter in time to come. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so we had to go up to 1.85 to run. Okay, and that cache just straight away, the cache just killed it. Okay, so let's come back from that. Current record something silly like 2200 or 2100. I know Dancop had a crazy CPU. Wrong keyboard. Oh. So the current 4 CPU 2245 at 6.49. That's just ridiculous. That really is. That's just crazy. Wow. Anyway, that's not where I want to be today. Today is really just exploratory. I've got a new CPU arriving from Germany. Hopefully by Thursday. It's one of the pre-binned chips from Roman. Wow, there's some killer scores here. And now that chip will do 6.5. And what really irritates me is that my old chips used to do 6.2 in XTU. I had to sell them to buy that chip, but it should be fine. It shouldn't be a problem. XTU is only XTU for. Okay, so last score is 1945, which basically puts me into the 30th position. Not fantastic, wow. I'm currently 37th with my 5.5 score at 1922. I can definitely improve here. And that's really all that tonight's about, is just to have a little fun for once. Well, fun. So I'm almost in the mood of saying that this chip's a piece of rubbish. I can't remember it being this hard work. Anyway. you have to put the ST volts up. I somehow remember that. Where did ST come into play? Oh. Right. 1.95. ST. Try 1.7. Doesn't like 1.7. No, hard lock. Wow. So I picked up a set off the voltages of this wall. Very frustrating. Okay, so SFR voltage is your courtyard voltage. Yeah, I made a mistake by running cold memory on this chip for the first time. Hey. Oh well. Let's make the most of it. That was interesting. Instant freeze. Wasting that into two mistakes I made tonight. Bench brand new chip that looked good on air without pre-bidding on Allen 2, and then throwing memory on Allen 2 with the same chip on a board that I'm not really very familiar with, just because I had fun with it using fixed megahertz, I think I'm going to call it. Actually, before we do that, let's just, I had a better score, let's just get another score. This chip can't be ridiculously low at a 5.7. That's really disappointing. I'll run it again on another board. chip will do 5 gig on air. And this is a really crappy mount. Really? I've lost my sense of humour with this. I'm going to write this chip off. I'm not going to waste any more nitrogen on it. Okay. So, all that nitrogen didn't get a single score, but who cares? It was a good exploratory effort to discover a chip that was my favorite on air has turned out to be the worst on nitrogen. Anyway, what can you do? So I'm going to go ahead and just break down, shut down. I'll leave the stream on, but there's going to be no more exciting action tonight, that's for sure. We've really got some pools of water on the board as well, so I think it's about time. Anyway, even with the bad CPU, that's about all the time we were going to have tonight. I think on Thursday I was planning to come back with starting for the ProOC and then the next round with Unigine Heaven and 3D benching. But I think I'll give this another try. Just try and save face a bit, I think. That was a very poor effort. Very poor results.